I'm here in Rainey Park with Keith Garrison of the who's organized the Rainey Park Cyclocross event. Keith, can you tell me what you're doing here today, please?
Yeah, so we're putting on a little bike race here. So it's kind of, I try to describe it as the cycling equivalent of cross-country running. So it's kind of, we set up a course in a small park, as you can see. Tends to be a little bit of a plate of spaghetti of a map. People are challenged by like kind of flat, fast turns, varying sort of degrees of hillside slope and stuff like that. Down by the water, the course kind of drops off down to the water, so there's a lot more technical riding over there, so it challenges skill, not only fitness and speed. The main thing with the sport that this race is really special is that this is the only race of its kind in New York City. So it's a really big deal for the community to come out and be able to do it. The rest of the racing goes on pretty much in a 2 to 3 hour radius outside of the city. So everybody has to rent cars or drive their own cars or kind of deal with like the hassle and infrastructure of getting out of the city and the costs associated with it. So what we're trying to do is to put on a race or potentially in the future a series to try to increase accessibility to the sport within the 5 boroughs, because we found a lot of people either don't have the financial means to get out of the city every weekend and do it, or they don't have a network of friends with cars or just the access to being able to race. So being able to be welcomed here into the park is huge, and being able to ride your bike to a race and then ride home on the bike lane along Vernon Boulevard is so awesome. It's accessible to everywhere in the city. We've had everybody from beginner, men, women, juniors, up to people that are going to Cyclocross Nationals next week and are probably going to do very, very well there. So we've pretty much had every sort of facet of like representation that we can here, and it's been really awesome.
What's the distance of the course?
The course is about 1.5 miles to 2 miles, and the racing goes by time. So the beginner categories will race for about 30 minutes, and then as many laps as they can finish in 30 minutes. And then the elite races will do 50 to 60 minutes for the men and women. And basically they'll race, figure out how long the lap times are. The lap times here are pretty short because it's a fast course, because it's really dry.
Thank you.
And they'll just they'll figure it out from there, and then they'll put up lap cards, and they'll battle it out to the finish. Everybody starts all at once. It's a mass start, so it's like 30, 50 people all battling for the first turn and to not get jammed up in a pile of people, and then they just kind of race it out from there.
Okay, and this is just once a year at this particular course?
This is the 3rd time we've done this at this park in New York City. We typically do 1 race a year here, just because of the overhead involved in putting it on and kind of the schedule in the rest of the region to not interfere with other dates. But long-term vision is definitely to try to increase and get more races in New York, and hopefully make a scene that people don't have to travel too far outside of the city, and to get more people on bikes, more people racing, and just kind of promote a active lifestyle for people.
Now, are there other times of the year, do you have practice sessions?
Yes.
Or if someone wants to join your group, what would they do?
So every Wednesday from about late July through basically last week, we hold permitted practice sessions on Reynolds Island, just underneath the Triborough RFK Bridge, whatever you prefer to call it. And the way to find out about it is to find the New York City Cyclocross group on Facebook, which is our main way of dispersing information about those practices and when they begin. And we put up a race schedule of all of the races in the region and kind of what's worth traveling to, and kind of try to organize ride shares and cars, and people like will team up and be like, hey, I'm going to this race. I've got room in my car. Does anybody want to hop in? And kind of we all kind of band together as a community to make it happen for everyone else.
Yeah, sounds great. Thank you very much.
Cool, thank you.